Probability Part 1, Basic Concepts. When I'm trying to solve a probability problem, it's important to remember that probability is a proportion of the things I want over the total outcomes. Now, in this case, I have 2 dimes, 6 pennies, 3 nickels, and a Chuck E. Cheese token, because you never know when you're gonna wind up at Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, if I wanted to find the probability of choosing a dime, there's 2 ways I could be asked this question. In words, it could say, what's the probability of finding a dime? Or it could say, what's the probability of randomly choosing a dime? The other way, it could just say, probability of a dime. Now, when I look at the probability of a dime, I have 2 dimes. So there are 2 dimes out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total items. So I have a proportion of the things I want over the total outcomes. Now, the people that came up with math hate unsimplified fractions. So you have to make sure that you simplify that fraction. So the greatest common denominator, that doesn't even make sense. The greatest common factor of 2 and 12 is 2, which means this simplifies to 1 over 6. I have a 1 out of 6 chance of randomly selecting a dime. Now, I would do the same thing for any piece of change I'm looking for. If I'm trying to find the probability of choosing a penny, there are 6 pennies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means that there are 6 things I want. There are 12 possible outcomes. I have to simplify the fraction if I can. The greatest common factor of 6 and 12 is 6. So that simplifies to 1/2. If I can't simplify my fraction from the first time I type it in or find it, then that means we are done. What if the world ain't flat or round? What if it's a cube? Now, let's look at another example. So we have our situation with change, but let's say we have a bag of marbles. We got a bag of marbles. Now, in this bag of marbles, we have several different types of marbles. We could have, let's say we have 3 green marbles. Now, hopefully everybody knows what a green marble looks like. It's a marble and it's green. So we have 2 red marbles. And let's say we have, let's go 9 blue marbles. Hey. Hey, bud. Now, when I look at this, the thing I need to know is the total outcomes. If I'll go ahead and figure out the total outcomes, I can go ahead and figure out what the denominator of my proportion is going to be. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14. So our total number of outcomes is 14. So if I'm trying to find one of these probabilities, whichever one I'm looking for, let's say we're first looking for the probability of a green one. All right, that would be 3, because there's 3 green marbles out of the 14 total. Does this simplify? It does not. We are finished. If I'm looking for the probability of a red marble, that would be 2 out of 14. Does that simplify? In this case, it does. The greatest common factor of 2 and 14 is 2, so that simplifies to 1 and 7. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 14 divided by 2 is 7. Now we are done. And the last one, the probability of choosing a blue marble. There are 9, so 9 out of 14 is my probability. Does this simplify? Is there a common factor of 9 and 14? There is not. So we are finished. Now go do your work and have some fun.
7, 8, 9.